enjoy the meal that we're going to have here. We have a little program tonight. We have also a fantastic old school band called Pekka Herin and his Go Go Men. So they will be playing us after the dinner, but otherwise we have take yourself dinner here and Mexican style food, drinks on your own account, and basically the program is pretty laid back. We just eat, drink, look at the program, listen to the music, and perhaps we hear something about the future. Who knows? All right, so enjoy. Is the renowned David Kinaston. And David, as you know, has published a very, very interesting book about the history of signwriting. And he has a few words to say regarding this whole project and himself, and I don't know what else. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you David Kinaston.
Before we start, we've got a few other things to say. We want to do a big, huge, massive thank you to all of our kitchen cooks and for all the fantastic food we've had. I really enjoyed my food. We had the burritos. I am so tall. Burritos with the mincemeat in it, and the salad, and the crisps, the cheese sauce. But I want to know, after 3, what you had, and I need you to shout it out, okay? 1, 2, no, we're going to do it after 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a Roman 5. I'm just doing this because I need to show you something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Burritos! Right, I got that. So what I've got from that was Lance, despite telling me everything yesterday, Lance had the quiche.
Yeah.
Yes, Lance. Scotty Telfer had, hold on, just check my notes. Scotty Telfer had gold leaf.
No, gold beef.
Double act. And Peter Anthony had too much licorice last night, Sue did warn him. So he hasn't had anything, and he's trying his best not to sneeze. Right, okay. 30 years ago, I saw an advert, getting a bit more serious now. 30 years ago, I saw an advert in Signcraft magazine, and they were talking about a sign meeting, a get-together over in the UK. A Letterheads. Never heard of it before. That's what they were doing 30 years ago. So I answered the ad, and it changed. At first it was going to be on the East Coast in England, and then it went over to by Manchester. And we went there that day. I think there was 16, 17 of us there. Dave Smith, who does all the fantastic glasswork, he was there, and another person who became a lifelong friend was John Leeson. Very sadly, we lost last year. We've got his daughter Ellie here, so we're really privileged to have her here. But from that meeting, we went on to the next one in Torquay, another one in England, and then the overseas ones, and well, 29 years later, I'm standing here like this. And I never would have thought it. You never do. But the thing is with the Letterheads, it's quite amazing. I come along to these and I see friends, old friends, and I make new friends every time. Every time you go back from here, you go home, you just never know what's going to happen, what it leads on to. It just changes everything. It's just the most wonderful family of friends. It's so important. We're all teaching. I come from here. I learn just as much as hopefully what I teach. It's just wonderful, you know, all the workshop leaders, everybody who comes along, all the impact, people asking you, the fantastic panels, and just everything else. So it's so important that we keep it going, because we just make up such a wonderful sort of family and group of people. But it really is special. Also very important, we need to thank our hosts, of course. We've got the Arctic Pinheads, we've got Pekka and Ula, and Risto and Jussi and Marco and everybody else, of course the ones behind the scenes and everything like that. Without them, they've been through so much in the last few years. They've tried, they've promoted this, they've done everything they can. And I'll be perfectly honest, in all of the meets I've been to, this really does seem one of the best. For quite a few reasons. One is because we've got a good number of people. We haven't got too many, but everybody works together. We haven't got too many different sort of projects on. It's just the perfect combination. It seems easy to all of us, but sometimes we go to meets, it's just so hard organising the meets. But these people have done it absolutely perfect. They're in it's the most lovely place. They're wonderful people. The whole atmosphere. It really genuinely has been one of the nicest meets I've ever been to. So big hand in. Okay, right, that's it now then, I think I can go on. Oh yes, yeah, right. So we've got one other thing to do. Pekka very kindly mentioned, I've written this book. It all started off when my daughter Laura, in her school, the teachers, they were learning about the Roman curriculum. And I said, oh, I'm a sign writer, that's what I do, is Roman letters. And they said, oh, you could come in and do a talk to us. I thought, how am I going to do this in a fun way for the kids? Because it's just such an academical thing. And I thought, oh, it's going to be really boring. So my daughter came up with a name for a character called Magnus. Jasper, at the first, made a lovely little character, little cartoon character. We changed it altogether since then, but it really did just sort of get it going. I went into the school, I did a little talk, it wasn't a poem or anything like that, and it just really seemed to work well, and the kids loved it, and they remembered the facts. And I made little panels for them. I made a marble panel, painted all their names on there, I did this beforehand, and any of them which had Roman names, like my daughter's Laura, there was Olivia there, and other names, you know, Roman names. They went in Roman lettering, everything else went in a bit of script. And we had really good fun, and the kids just seemed to love it. And then that went from there to my niece's school, and I turned it into a poem. I've never written a poem before, and it's just all sort of evolved, really. So tonight, I thought the only way to do this properly is in front of all you. This is actually the true story of how the Romans invented the alphabet. Now you'll have to bear with me, you might get a few bits mixed up, but we're going to go for it. Okay. 2,000 years ago! Well, actually 1900. The Romans, as we know, conquered and they plundered. They claimed the modern world and they graced it with inventions, but as brutal as they were, they did have good intentions. The Roman roads had cat's eyes, and the statues all had names. And in the Colosseum, they even played games. But despite all the aqueducts and the gladiators' blood and guts, they gave us one much better thing: carved and painted lettering. Now the person that I mentioned, now that I've got your attention, goes by the name of Magnus, which is not very good for rhymes, but it happens like that at times. His father was Ignatius, his mother Aquilina. They met at a crucifixion where he asked her out to dinner. They shared a 2-foot pizza with pig's ears on the side. And Ignatius dropped a wandy and said, "Will you be my bride?" They married 2 weeks later and honeymooned in Rome. "Ignatius dear, I love it here. Can we make this place our home?" So they found themselves a villa, but the rent was astronomical. "I'm pregnant," said his wife. "It's not the end of your life, just a little uneconomical." "But I've heard," she said, "they're taking on handsome men who are strong." On a wall at the Colosseum, a poster reads, "Live the dream. Fight with lions. Swim with crocs. Christians preferred, just tick the box. Pay is good, shifts are short. Work with animals, spectator sport." "Super," she said. "Spaghetti for tea?" "Woohoo," he said, "I'll be home at 3:30. He waved farewell. "See you later. I'm off to be a gladiator." Born in April, in the year 92, Magnus slid out. Well, he was brand new. Long curly hair, and ocean blue eyes, a cheeky little grin. What a lovely surprise. But the midwife smacked his bottom and said, "Ha! He's far too scrawny, he won't go far. Sell him as a slave, it might sound bizarre. You'll get a good price from the Caesar." "Goodness gracious," said Ignatius. "Our son has made us proud, you'll see. We're now a happy family. Now go," he said, "on your way, but leave your bill for us to pay." But unknown to them and all the rest, Magnus was to become the best. Perfecting letters, setting the pace. Just capitals, not lowercase. But Romans weren't all born to kill, and many found a different skill. Magnus grew into a man with a future and a plan. He had a thing about designs and lettering and painted signs. So he studied the original alphabet swapped with a Greek called Zion, with a plate of Mama's pasta and Papa's sandals left by the lion. He got a job with Maximus in a shop downtown called Signs-R-Us. From painted walls to market stalls, he soon got good at every letter. And Max said, "Gosh, there's no one better!" But others' O's and P's and T's and M's and Q's and R's and G's were different everywhere he went. A system, he thought, I'm going to invent. He knew that it might cause a rumpus, but even so, got out his compass. A signwriter should invent the letter. There is no person to do it better. All must fit a circle or square, with perfect proportions everywhere. Now the serif started as an accident. Whoop. Let's keep it, he said. It's where it's meant. And the rule of Rome demanded signwriters be right-handed. That's why the O is on a slant and the thicks and thins look elegant. The W, he formed the A, then B and C, but not the J, that was 1203. The W with a double V, it's confusing using U's, you see. And soon everyone used his letter, and then they were carved to make them better. From Rome to Germany, Finland and Wales, Latin phrases telling tales. In 106 AD, let's say 110, it's easier to rhyme it then. Emperor Trajan, fresh from battle, with another country and 1,000 cattle. He thought, I know, I'll build a tower. It'll show the world of all my power. Gosh, how good, he remarked that day, and I'll get Magnus to write what I say. I've heard he is the finest letterer, Roman numeralist, etc. Words that flow with such grace, he's really cheered up this place. So he submitted his plan to the architect man, then ordered the blocks and the slaves and the ox, and scaffolding that wrapped around 100 feet above the ground. 6 years later, or 7 maybe, work was finished in 113 AD, and Trajan's column reached the clouds, and people arrived in their crowds from the empire near and far to see their inscription, SPQR. And so it happened in ancient Rome, the perfect letters in their home. A lovely record of all their fighting, chiseled into Magnus's signwriting. Now this lettering, the perfect example, just one of many, but the ultimate sample, will inspire anyone who will ever want to paint letters or design a font. This story might not be entirely true. It's aimed really to educate you, to understand forevermore, study the letters above Trajan's door. I can eat my food now. I can eat my food now. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. That's been really good fun. A lot better than what I thought. Okay, I hope I've warmed them up. We've got Becca Helly and his Go-Go Man band, and they will be on later, so we're really going to have a lot of fun with them. They're going to get the atmosphere sort of going. I hope we're all dancing and drinking and partying and then painting later and everything else that we do. All right, thank you.
mun nimi on Pekka Heli ja meillä on bändissä tässä Yrjö Putkinen, Ylkä Putkinen soittaa kitaraa, Ylkä Putkinen plays guitar. Pekka Heli. Harri Kerkelä on drums, rummussa Harri Kerkelä. Ja meidän grand old pal, Go Man, on Juha Rislatti toinen kitara. Ja me seuraamme. Joo, me soitellaan teille kaikenlaista musiikkia, mutta on toivottu erikoista musiikkia, mutta aloitetaan vähän tämmöisellä teemalla. Aloitus reissulaululla. Kappale on nimeltään kaikille tuttu Route 66. Okay, ladies and gents, let's go. It's a vintage go-go man.
Whatever.
I have to change the page. I made this myself with the help of you. I hope it works well. Ylkä Putkinen plays a little jigsaw puzzle blues for you. How about that?
Alright folks, this is an old one from Fleetwood Mac, an English band. And Danny Kerman was the young guitar player at the time. This was composed about 69 maybe. And maybe more famous guitar player of that band was Peter Green. Maybe you know him. I hope so.
You are so young. Yeah.
Then we're going to go to Hawaii. How about that? There's a little lesson for all the rest of you. We learned how to a little about Hawaiian language. Everybody sings. Putti putti kannehana, oh ma kuto kato oh ma kuto oh friko kato kuma hey a pretty baby sugar pie oh the blind made it by out of my mind. When you open my arms, listen like you. I'm pretty, I wanna make love to you. Hey, hey, that's so beautiful. do totally different song, and I have to change the bass again. It's a Finnish song in Finnish, and it's written by Lasse Mortensen, and this was in Eurovision contest. Yes, back to go, but you know, we are Finnish men. So. Okay.
Taaskin sunnuntai, haaret jo nurkkaan jäässäin, eikä kiilaitella, etäkäs kellokin kyllä vain. On aamus sunnuntai, ja vaikka päivä päivän kestää vain, kun sen antaa kuin tyytyväinen laulu soi. Aika kuljeskella monia teitä, kertyneitä, ilmeitä, aivan kuinka vain. Aika ajatella juttua monta, uskomatonta, tuntematonta, aivan kuinka vain. On taas kuin sunnuntai, ja vaikka onkin kohta maanantai, ei voi kiire ahdistaa, laiskureita laulattaa. Seinää paikallaan. Aika opetella elämän rytmi, elämän tyyli, elämän laulu rytmiin poikkeamaan. On aamus sunnuntai, vaikka päivä päivän kestää vain, kun sen itsellensä saa taiskureita laulattaa. Taiskureita. Can we take a little bossa nova? No time for that. Shit, what's another baby for dancing? ride. Now if you let me know, I'm busting gas and we can go for a little ride. Hey, push a little bit before I ain't got time for that. Shit, hey, push a little bit before that's more fun than another guy. Bossa Nova, Bossa Nova. One more time, hey! Bossa Nova, oh, Bossa Nova. One more time. Bossa Nova, oh, Bossa Nova.
The next one is a very, very strange song. It's a John Barry's movie song, and it's called Human Jungle. Juha. most famous ballad songs from 60s, and this is a ballad made famous by Louis Armstrong, but we do it in Finnish. And it's a springtime song. Yes, yes, yes.
Old song, movie song from Elvis Presley, also in Finnish. It's a flaming star, but it's in Finnish it's like a star of destiny. Okay. ja tiedän sinulla. En seisahtaa vielä koskaan voi täytä tuu mun tiimissä. Kyllä paljon tehtävää kesken on. Kuten tahto taipua tahtoon, kohtaloon. This is sort of a this is a real vintage thing, because in Finland during the early 60s, late 50s, early 60s, all the recording musicians were old-fashioned jazz players mostly, and when they started to do rock and roll, that was something else. And now we start copying a little of that.
Sitten pannaan samalta ajalta oli myöskin muotitanssi tuli, niin kuin tossa jo kuultiin. Twist, 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 twist. Ja kaikki maailman hyvät kipaleet, mitkä oli aina ollut kuinka kauan, kymmeniä vuosia jo itseä, niin niistähän tehtiin twistejä saman tien. Niin kuin tää seuraava kappale. Tässä Patrice ja twista oikein pirusti. Ja ladies and gentlemen, this song comes from this. Silito Lindo is an old song coming from middle America. Mexico, okay, right? And it's called Silito Lindo, but in Denmark was a band called Twifters who made it a twist song. And Sweden had Jerry Williams and Violence, and they made a new, very, very fine version of that song. And it was very, very famous in Scandinavia. I don't know elsewhere, I don't know. But in Finland and also Sweden and in Denmark, Norway. Okay,
No talking.
Wisdom Patricia.
Let's play.
And then we play a little
Instrumental tune.
by
We salute Duane Eddy, American guitarist, way, way back. You all are so young, you don't remember him.
but you can feel the beat.
Okay. Anyway, there were a man and a guitar, and he played many famous tunes. For example, this.
They were rock and roll show in England in 1964. There were Little Richard as a guest, and the band who supported him was Sound Incorporated, and they made this tune, which is really nonsense, but it's really great. Listen to this. Thank you very much. Pekka Helin, Ykö Putkinen, Kari Kerkelä, and me.
Juhani Islaki.
Pekka Helin. Pekka Helin and Vitis. Go Go Boys.
Yeah.
Go Go me. No boys.
One more.
Grand finale.
Like a lover should. Fine, so kind, don't turn the world. Big bones of fire. Huh? That's all, folks.
Okay, one more.
Don't you know, guys, it's time to play and time to stop when everything's fine.
We heard that you have some unfinished business here.
If you look at our age,
Or something like that.
our age, so I'm 74. But though
I'm only 70.
my overcover is shrinking and it's falling off, my inside flames are still burning.
Because I'm stuck on you. I'm gonna wrap my fingers through your long black hair. Swing you tight around the people in there. Yes, sir. I'm gonna sleep like a loose. Because I'm stuck on you. I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the hall. Hey! because I'm stuck on you. Because I'm stuck on you. Because I'm stuck on you. Thank you very much. You have been the best audience in many years. Very good. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant visit in Helsinki.
Alright, that was Pekka Helin and the Go-Go Men. Wow, that was good. Alright, and what next? Bed? Paint? Yeah, okay, let's go down to the hall and do some pinstriping and lettering sling.